Ark Survival Ascended. It's such a great game. Does have its ups and downs, but then again, we're going to be talking about Ark Survival Ascended and also Ark Survival Evolved. Every single tip that I'm about to give you in Ark Survival Ascended can be carried over directly to Ark Survival Evolved because essentially they're the same game, just in a different engine. There is a few little perks that you can get by playing in Ark Survival Ascended as well, but yeah. All right. So what we're going to be talking about is for the single player. So you want to play solo, or you just don't have the time to jump on the public servers, or for some whatever reason that you just don't want to be on a different server and you just want to play solo. That's what I do. So, hey, I'm not going to judge. I think that's amazing. All right. So here's a few tips that I've learned over my many years in playing Ark Survival Evolved and now Ark Survival Ascended, and things that I'm going to actually tell you about that has really helped me out in my journey playing with my dinosaurs. Let's jump into it. All right, now when you're setting up your single-player game, there's a whole bunch of rules, advanced engrams, different mods that you can do. Matter of fact, I would recommend that you go through here. I actually have an entire video linked down below on the settings that I use for my game. Now, I don't think these are... Well, actually, I do think they're the best settings, especially if you don't want to waste your time. Because that's one of the things with single-player. You're the only one doing it. Nobody's there to help you. Why wouldn't you actually turn up your gathering rate just a little bit to make your time a little bit more valuable? Why wouldn't you actually make it so where your dinos don't take forever to breed or also to tame? Because, I mean, frankly, your time is valuable. When you get home from work or whatever you're doing and you want to play with your dinosaurs, it shouldn't have to take hours and hours and hours to do that. You want to get it done and you want to move on to the next project and just close the game thinking that, hey, you accomplished some stuff today. I'm here for you. I agree with you. So, hey, yeah, link down below to find those settings. I think they're amazing, and they will probably help you out as well. All right, so now let's hop into single player. All right, this next one that I'm going to tell you about is, well, it's because you are the only person here. So what I would recommend is get very comfortable with the whistle commands. Here, let me show you. Let me take this guy out. And then we'll show you a little bit here. All right, so say we're down like this, or if we're on a different dino, or actually, let me get a different dino. All right, so get very comfortable with the single whistle. Granted, you can use the whistle all command, but I would recommend against that. But also, let's make sure I'm away from my base so I don't whistle my entire base because I don't keep them on different tame groups. All right, so get very comfortable with the move here command, with the whistle passive, the whistle neutral, and then also the attack this target command, because they will help you out quite a bit. All right, come on, dude. Let's get over here. Get him to whistle up like that. I actually go through and then I adjust my settings for my keyboard so where my whistles are actually on my arrow keys, just so where it's easy for me to hit because I'm not using a controller. The whistles are actually a lot easier to use on a controller than they are on a keyboard, just because, I mean, well, keyboard is actually pretty easy, but still, I actually enjoy them on the controller a little bit better. But for my attack this target, it's my right arrow key, and it makes it really easy. My all move to is my left arrow key. My neutral is the up arrow, and my passive is the down arrow. And these are the keys that I use all the way through Ark Survival Evolved and then now into Ark Survival Ascended. And you need to get very comfortable with these because whenever you're doing some serious fighting or you need to overcome... Yeah, here he's going to eat that thing. Whenever you need to overcome some pretty challenging things or have just things just whistle on other things, then knowing where these keys are and being very familiar with them does help out quite a bit. Get that coffee, dude. And it will actually save you, especially when you're going into the boss fights and you need to manage your entire army. Knowing how to manage these whistle commands is going to be extremely important because you're all by yourself. There is nobody else with their butt in that saddle trying to help you out. It's just you, and you need to be able to have a very good control over your dinos. All right, now this next tip is if you prefer the ground, and I would actually encourage you to, if you're on the single player, get very comfortable with the ground. But when you go out, don't take out all your stuff. But one of the best dinos for actually going out on ground combat is the Thylacoleo. The Thylacoleo is absolutely amazing. These guys, they can get you so much stuff so quickly. Now, you can actually go out with things like Rexes and stuff like that, but just for the straight versatility of the tame, a Thylacoleo, nothing beats a Thylacoleo. These guys, they can climb, they can jump, they can harvest, they can gather, they can go through and take a whole bunch of stuff, and these guys will absolutely be your best friend. And not only are they just like a rideable tank, but you can also shoot off the back of them. You can use these guys to climb up walls and just get out of troublesome situations. You can actually use a Thylacoleo to tame a Giga if you're careful enough. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a challenge, but just stay up above them and get to a spot that the Giga can't reach you and just pelt them. Or just use the Thyla to lure them into a trap that you can then take and then just tame them that way. It works out really, really well. So Thylacoleos, use them. Seriously, these guys are absolutely amazing. I like to name mine after cookies. How do you like to name yours? All right, the next one. If you are going airborne, the Argentavis is absolutely going to be one of your best friends. Not only do they have a smithy that you can use as a full-fledged smithy inside their inventory, but they can also hold a hell of a lot more than a smithy ever could. Because here, let me show you. A smithy has 75 slots. An Argent, well, an Argent has a ton of slots. And also, Argents, they get weight reduction on just about everything you put in their inventory. So when it comes around to crafting some of those really hard to craft saddles, and you're going, oh, well, this will never fit inside of a smithy. Well, will it fit inside of an Argent? No, most of the time the answer is yes. Unless it's like that one really amazing Ascended saddle that just takes 10,000 of everything, and then, yeah, that's just gonna be horrible. But also, these guys, not only are they really great for crafting stuff, but you can use these guys to harvest all of your resources. You can pick up a Doedicurus and come down here and then just use this guy to harvest up just a ton of rock without even ever dropping them. And then if you ever have problems with them and not harvesting stuff, just drop it right on it. They'll harvest it, swing back by, and pick them up. But they will also just harvest while you're carrying them, just like that. You can use this with Ankies as well. They are really, really amazing for doing that. And it's a really quick and easy way of getting stone and metal and stuff like that. It works out really well. Now, when it comes around to the Castroides, they won't harvest while you're carrying them, but also you can just drop them, and then they'll harvest up the wood, and then you can pick them right back up. It's really good. Or you can just hop down, grab a whole bunch of wood, hop on the saddle of the Castroides, go down, harvest a bunch of wood, pick it up with the Argent, and do that. It's really, really amazing. And then on the topic of Argents, it is very, very good idea while you're doing that to breed up a few other Argents. Have some that have really high weight. Ones that you're never going to ride, just level up nothing but their weight. Like right here, this guy, he's got 29 levels, 682. We can actually take this guy's weight up super, super high. So where this guy right here, yeah, his other stats, not that great. His weight, absolutely amazing. This guy can carry a ton of stuff. So go with that. Have the Argents that can do that. It is really, really dang good. Also, another thing Argents can do is they can carry... well, while you're riding them, you can carry 3 different things. One, you can have it in your beak, a smaller animal, say like a otter or a Mesopithecus or things like that. And then you can carry larger things in their talons. I believe the cutoff point is anything smaller than a baryonyx, they will no longer carry a baryonyx. There was at one point in time where they would carry a baryonyx, and I have videos on how to on doing just that, but nowadays they just will not carry a baryonyx. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But they can carry Thylas, which makes these guys great for plucking Thylas just off the side of the tree. Hover above the Thyla, and then you can get down, and then you can just grab it right off the top of it without even getting pounced by the Thyla. It's amazing. And then also, the third thing that you can carry is one in your hand. Say like a dodo or on your shoulder, like a Mesopithecus, things like that. So where you can technically use these guys to carry 3 different guys at once. So yeah, Argentavis, they're absolutely your airborne best friend. Thyla's for the ground and Argents for the air. These guys, they will get stuff done and they will do it properly. Now also, if we were to say get a whole bunch of metal, we'd take our weight dino up there, and then we wouldn't even ride the weight dino. We'd take up this Argent Super Dodo, and we'd have the weight Argent follow him. We'd take it up to a metal refinery. We'd harvest up as much metal as we can, load it onto the weight one, and then come back. And that way there, you get just a ton of stuff. And speaking of metal refineries, just remember, you're the only person on this map, right? And this is going to be the next one as well. You are the only person on this map. Do with it as you may, all right? Just remember that sometimes this clutter is going to add up a little bit. So, yeah, if you want to build something somewhere, do it. It's your map. Who's going to tell you otherwise? I mean, seriously, if you want to have 5 bases, it's your map, right? If you want to have a base right here because you think it looks cool, but if you want to have another base way up here, do it. I mean, it's, like I said, it's your map. And this right here, this is my metal refinery, because this area on the map is such a good spot for harvesting up metal that I just have my own separate metal refinery up here with my Anki and my metal refiner. That's it. So I can come up here, I can harvest a bunch of metal, I can throw it in there, I can walk away from it, I can leave, and then it's just going to be constantly working, and then I can bring up my weight Argent to take all the refined ingots home, and then, yeah, it just works out super, super well. Now, there's a couple other things that I'll tell you that really, really do help out when it comes to single player. But also, say if you're going to be hanging out in the redwoods for a little while, you know, you think you're going to be there for a while, you want to really farm up some really good Thylacolios, build a shack over there, just so where you have a bed, you have some storage, maybe a smithy, stuff like that, just so where you can have it over there. It works out, and it works out really well. I mean, like I said, it's your map. The map is your oyster. Do with it as you may. Yeah, it works out really, really well. And on the same note as building wherever you want, whenever you start doing the caves are a really, really good source of loot. But when you're in the cave, you want to be able to actually, you know, use the dino that you want. You want to be able to, you know, if you die kind of because of some stray Arthropleura attack or whatever, or you just die from rabies or something like that, then you want to be able to have a respawn shack. Now, respawn shack is just what it sounds like. It's a bed, it's some storage. You could even have a cryo fridge in here if you wanted to, just so where you could actually use your cryos, or you can just disable cryos, and I will also put a link down below in how you do that in single player, so where you can disable all the cryo stuff, because frankly, there's really no reason for you to have that cryo stuff in if you're not playing on the public servers, because however good your system is however good you'll be able to handle it. So, granted, a lot of people can do that. And like I said, everything in this video can be transferred directly over to Ark Survival Evolved. It's, yeah. All right. So, hey, that's a few tips. Honestly, it wasn't a bunch of tips, but it's some really important tips that I think I needed to get across to a lot of people. I need to just get that out for people that are playing single player. These are just things that have helped me out over the years when it comes to Ark Survival Evolved and Ark Survival Ascended. It's just, yeah, and I just wanted to, make sure you guys were aware of these things, and hopefully they help you out. So, hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger, and take it easy. Also, if you want to see some of my Let's Plays, I have a full array of Ark videos on my channel. I really have a ton of fun with this. Granted, I just like making people laugh, and I like entertaining people. It's just part of who I am. So, hey, I hope to see you guys there, and take it easy, everybody.